So, Twixt. Well, I finally got a chance to see this film. I've been anticipating it since I first saw some really wacky clips of director Francis Ford Coppola and star Val Kilmer performing some kind of improvised rap at Comic-Con using lyrics like Nosferatu and Ride the Snake. Now, having seen the film, I can say that those lyrics have more to do with what the film is really about than it may appear at first glance. It links the director's work on Bram Stoker's Dracula with Kilmer's most famous role, Jim Morrison. This may seem to be a joke at first, but the film actually takes it a bit further. Twixt is a gothic ghost story, but the subtext dives into some really personal subject matter for the director and star. The basic gist of the plot has to do with Kilmer playing a third grade Stephen King type novelist named Hall Baltimore, who comes to the small town of Swan Valley, California for a very lame book signing at the local hardware store. He doesn't sell any books, but he does meet the town sheriff, Bobby LaGrange, who is played by Bruce Dern, which is really all you need to know about him. LaGrange has a proposition that the two of them collaborate on a novel, since he has a real-life horror story for him. A series of vampire murders, bodies found impaled with wooden stakes. Okay, now this film is far, far from perfect, and obviously nowhere near the quality of Coppola's Godfather films or Apocalypse Now or whatever, or even his earlier horror picture Dementia 13. I mean, that is actually pretty much a great film. I actually love Dementia 13, but this is nothing near the quality of that film. It is really kind of a home movie. I guess that's the best way to describe it. But what I don't get really is the massive critical attack this film has come under. It's a decent little film. It's got a sly sense of humor, a fun and openly fake visual style that kind of reminds me of a early 90s computer game. Now, if you thought Bram Stoker's Dracula was stylized, wait till you see some of the green screen work here. I smiled quite often at some really beautiful, dreamy images that were just slightly above the compositing of your local weatherman. Coppola Wine has once again provided the director with the funding, and so this has, I feel something more handmade. It's very laid back and it's got a lot of charm. Now, the cast seems to be really enjoying the work here, and honestly, I haven't seen Kilmer give such a fine performance in years. Now to the subtext I was talking about earlier. Kilmer's character, Hall Baltimore, appears to be financially strapped, and so he keeps getting video calls from his wife complaining about the mounting bills. And who plays the wife but Joanne Whalley Kilmer? I guess it's still Kilmer, or was Kilmer. I don't know, but their scenes give a real vibe that you're watching old arguments being played out again on screen. Kilmer, also has been kind of struggling lately, with his once star status now kind of long gone. And, I think he can really relate to this guy, probably. There's a scene where he's trying to write the book. In fact, he's trying to get drunk to write this novel. And you see him sort of like playing a series of different characters that he's played in different movies, and you've seen him sort of play with before. It's entertaining. He does his bit, his Marlon Brando bit from Island of Dr. Moreau, and that's kind of fitting for both he and Coppola. But the real personal stuff, I guess, it involves the death of Hall Baltimore's teenage daughter in a boating accident. Years ago, Coppola's eldest son, Gio, was killed in a boating accident, and it's this idea that really gives the film something emotional to stand on. I can only imagine what it must feel like to lose a child, but Coppola clearly has first-hand knowledge, and Kilmer's performance, repeating the line, "I'm so ashamed," over and over, really tips the movie into territory that is surprising. It's territory that the tongue-in-cheek tone of the rest of the film cannot really support, but this is the kind of film that lives off its indulgences. Twixt is clearly meant to be a lark. I don't think anyone involved wanted to reinvent cinema so as much to play with it, and Coppola certainly knows how to play with cinema. You get many odd dividends from it, like Tom Waits' narration and Ben Chaplin as Edgar Allan Poe. Now, your mileage may vary, so perhaps a bottle of that Coppola wine will allow you to just go with it.